Yo, check this out. This is DJ Charlie Hustle. I live in the Bronx, but I'm from Milwaukee. Currently, I live in the South Bronx. I'm a member of the RDAC-VX, which stands for the Rebel Days Arts Collective. It's a artist collective of about 20 members, graffiti artists, DJs, MCs, the whole nine, everything involving hip-hop. And we took over a factory building in the Bronx and made it into a hip-hop community space. And we've had over 10,000 people come, all sorts of events, film screenings, open mics, anything you can think of, any type of event involved surrounding hip-hop, we've done it here. It's really been cool, and I hope someday to build a place like this in Milwaukee. Ever since I was a young kid, getting interested in hip-hop, I've always wanted to come to New York. It was always my dream to come here, just to be close to hip-hop, in the Bronx especially. I wanted to learn the culture from where it originated and try to meet people who were involved in its early days and try to soak in some of that wisdom. So I left Milwaukee in 2005 to start my studies at Fordham University, which is a major university in the Bronx, and it's a Jesuit university. So I went to Marquette University High School in Milwaukee, and I did really well there, with my intention being that I need to do well in school. I can't do what a lot of my other friends are doing. I need to do well in school because that's my ticket to New York. So I did pretty good. I ended up getting into Fordham, and I almost wasn't able to do it because Fordham is really expensive and I didn't have any job or anything lined up. So my senior year at Marquette, I came and visited the Bronx, I visited Fordham, and I met this really great professor by the name of Dr. Mark Nason, and he is the head of the African American History Department at Fordham University, and he has a project called the Bronx African American History Project, which is basically an oral history project documenting the history of the Bronx from the perspective of people that lived here. Because there's a lot of things we learn about the Bronx are from the perspective of people that don't know anything about it and have never actually lived in the Bronx. So just setting the record straight from the perspective of those who actually experienced living in the Bronx. So that was a really great experience for me. I worked for Mark Nason in the BHP for 4 years. I wrote my thesis about DJing. It's called Setting the Record Straight, How Bronx DJs Created Hip Hop. And as part of my thesis, I was able to meet Danny Dan the Beat Man, who his major contribution to hip hop has been the Dusty Fingers record compilation. I know you're a DJ, so maybe you know about that. Basically, he released 17 volumes of all these rare, hard to find songs that other people have sampled for major hip hop records. And basically, Beatman was the first person to compile all of these songs. So like Dr. Dre, all these great producers got their ideas from the Dusty Fingers compilations. That's not even an understatement. Like Dr. Dre's admitted it, other people have admitted it. So based on that, I was able to work with Beatman and find out a lot about all these records and DJing from the perspective of somebody that's been DJing since I think 1974. When he was 11 years old, he came out of a Roberto Clemente swimming and walked to Cedar Park in the Bronx, and Kool Herc was there spinning. And the story goes that Beatman was 11 years old and Kool Herc let him jump on the tables. And from there on, Beatman was hooked. And as a result, coming to New York, I was able to soak some of that wisdom in and some of that knowledge and hang out with Beatman and really become friends. We travel around and DJ together. So that was really great. I interviewed him. He took me to Jazzy J's house in Brooklyn for an interview for my thesis. So that was a really great experience. That was my Fordham career. I graduated in 2009, and after Fordham, I moved to the South Bronx and got involved with where we are now, the Rebel Diaz Arts Collective, RDAC, and I've been here the last 2 years. I DJ for almost all the RDAC events. I'm kind of the house DJ, and as well as many of the RDAC artists like Intikana, YC the Cynic, Rebel Diaz, you name it, John Mega. I DJ for pretty much all of the artists within RDAC, even last night with YC. So that's what I'm doing. Last June, we started a project called the Master Cleanse, me and Intikana, and some of you in Milwaukee have already seen him. We came there in March. Jank, we were there at the Miramar, at the Uptowner, for a bunch of things, and it ended in Madison to support the workers there, because many of the issues that we talk about in Master Cleanse are very strong issues in Wisconsin right now. Workers' rights, immigrant rights, basically the rights of the oppressed, and that's what we seek to address in the Master Cleanse project. So look out for that. It's coming out in June 21st. So that's really what I've been doing. I started out as kind of like a hip-hop scholar, and I ended up just becoming fully involved and engaged in hip-hop as a music producer and as a DJ. So I'm totally living my dream. This is always what I always wanted. This is what I wanted to do ever since I was probably 10, 11 years old. I met KRS-One in Milwaukee when I was 14, and his words really inspired me to follow what I want to do and don't let anything stop me. So I haven't yet. School is my kind of decoy and kind of my way to get here. But now that I'm here, I'm probably not going to be going back to school anytime soon. Peace to all my family in Milwaukee, the Uptowner, Steve Johnson, my sisters, Mary and Martha, Jank One, DJ Venus. I miss you guys. And Scott Summers, can't forget about him. The list goes on. Viva Fidel, my people's the Cypher Squad, OP, I see you. That's what's up. Yeah, man, I'm proud to be from Milwaukee. I rep it every day. As you can see, I got my Bucks hat on right now. I wear the Packers gear everywhere. So I'm just happy to be able to represent out here in New York and hopefully make the connections and start bringing more artists back to Milwaukee. Intikana was just the first, and hopefully we can continue the exchange and just bring Milwaukee to a national, international audience. Peace.
And everybody know that it's only pensamiento above average savage. We spit laughs in any language. I said laughs, I meant raps. It's alright, we bust cats, I mean raps, I mean we do this. Grab the mic and music. And everybody know that I'm still staying lucid. Always awake while Charlie drop the music. And everybody know that my music for the movement. April 30th, May Day in the Bronx. We gon' represent for immigrants. Talk to hip hop. The music that we making is better. We never faker. I pass the Intikana cause you know he's the greatest. Go.
The greatest when we take it, manipulate it. See what we're trying to do with the Rebel Diaz Arts Collective. Change your perspective, never been neglected. Maybe got suspended, kinda was suspended. I got a new retrospective, introspective trajectory. I wanna let y'all know what we doing in the South Bronx. Got a whole lot of movement for the motion. Inside of the truest revolution, solution proposed to the producement. And I got a producer right here for the Master Cleanse album. The outcome is gonna be marvelous. And he's doing it beautifully.
I'm very excited about the hip hop scene in Milwaukee. It's really cool. You got people like Jank One, DJ Venus, Kid Cut Up. Man, I've always looked up to Kid Cut Up since I was a young kid when he worked at Lotus Land. The list, man, Cypher Squad, I'm really excited about what they're doing. Everything is strong, their message is strong, what they represent, the elements of hip hop. It's totally, man, I'm really happy that things are starting to build. Because I remember when I was younger, there wasn't too many hip hop nights. Uptown was kind of like one of the pioneers of that. Yeah, it was really far, few and far between. But now it seems like every bar has a hip hop night, if not 2 or 3 times a week. So it's really exciting to see that Milwaukee's embracing hip hop more so than they did when I was younger. It's really cool, man, and I really enjoy coming out here and being able to tell people about Milwaukee and things that are going on there. Like in Ticana, when we went to Milwaukee, I introduced them to Cypher Squad and Scott Summers. And a lot of people think when I tell them I'm from Milwaukee that I'm from a farm or that I have cows and chickens and things like that. No one really realizes that it's a major city. It's like the 19th biggest city. So people outside of Milwaukee have all these conceptions, and it's really cool that now I can go other places and be like, look, I'm from Milwaukee, and so is the Debbizy, so is Cypher Squad, so is DJ Swan, all these incredible hip hop artists that in Milwaukee I feel like the emphasis is on skills, whereas in other, maybe major industry towns, it's kind of like the look or the emphasis on skills is not as much. But Milwaukee, since it's its own world, you have to have skills and you have to pay your dues. Like, there's no shortcuts in Milwaukee for anybody. So that has always been very humbling, and I'm just really excited about the direction, that is going. Shout out to DJ Bizan, who had us there on his radio show, the Mad Kid Show with Kid Cut Up. Everything, man. I remember the late night hype show, listening to that with Aaron Wade when I was younger, and I'm just really happy to see that Bizan and Kid Cut Up can continue that tradition. And wow, man, Scott Summers, he's amazing. Everywhere I go, like I have music that I recorded with Scott Summers on the saxophone, and people are really impressed by what he does on the saxophone. And then I tell him, check this out, and he pulls out the mic and all his people. So shout out to Scott Summers, major. DJ Saul, my boy from back in the day. So many people. My sisters, Mary Martha, holding it down every week at Hip Hop Tuesdays. Bob, Krusty Bob, behind the bar. You guys know who I'm talking about. Have a blast with me, and peace.